Hi, I'm Justin Anderson, trainer here at Anderson Trucking. I'm here to talk about your auxiliary heater in your bunk and also your APU unit. On the outside of the truck, we've got our APU unit, auxiliary power unit. This is a Thermo King Tri-Pack Evolution. I just want to show you what it looks like on the outside here, the compartment to open up here. And inside we've got our dipstick to check the oil. All of Anderson's trucks are equipped with this integration switch that can turn it on and off from the driver's seat. When the integration switch is put in the normal position and the ignition keys are off, the APU unit should run as expected. Put it in a standby position to turn it off. This truck is equipped with an auxiliary heater unit and an auxiliary power unit. So there's two different controls for each one of them. Here we've got our controls for our APU unit, and this is our controls for our auxiliary heater. To turn the auxiliary heater on, simply push the power button until it says heater enabled. Hit the arrows to increase or decrease the temperature setting. Trucks equipped without an APU unit will not have this. It'll just have this Digimax controller, and this unit is what runs the auxiliary heater. Running the APU unit does not require you to turn on the heater. It runs itself. It runs as itself. To turn the APU unit on, make sure that the key is in the off position and the switch is up in the normal position, and then simply press this for 2 seconds. Once the lights come on, if you leave all the buttons alone, it'll just go into standby mode, which will just monitor your battery power. So if you're sitting overnight, you're watching TV, the APU unit will kick on once the batteries reach below 12 volts. Note the standby STBY. When that's lit up, that means your unit is in standby mode. This will allow the APU to turn on once the voltage is low. To run the AC with your APU, hold it, turn the dial to cool, turn that on, and then turn your fan on. Now it's in AC mode. Some trucks are equipped with the auxiliary heater integrated within the Thermo King controller. To turn those on, you press the button for 2 seconds. Turn it to heat, turn that all the way to the hot area there, and let it go, and then your heater will click on. In every bunk, the truck has its own heater controls, and that's right here. These controls are used for when the truck engine is running, and they're connected to the truck. These control units up here are completely separate from the truck itself. If you have a Volvo truck, the auxiliary heater is going to be tied into the same panel as the Volvo truck heater. This is your bunk heater control down here. This is for use when your truck is running. To turn on the auxiliary heater in this type of a setting, hit the menu button until you see the heat right there. Then hit on. And you also have to push set. Most guys will turn it on and think that it's on, but it doesn't start until you hit set. Now your heat will run. Okay, here we've got our auxiliary heater and our APU evaporator for our air conditioning. You'll see the ducts in here. This is our return duct that goes in through the evaporator, and then our cool air comes out the duct down here. So that's the only thing that is cooling the cab while the APU is running. Here, our auxiliary power heater, air is coming in through the back of this unit back here and then coming out through here. A lot of times the heaters will get shut off if there's something clogged up. Now this is a new clean truck, so there's nothing in it, but a lot of times drivers will put things in here and cover up this space or cover up these vents. Once that happens, the auxiliary heater will overheat and shut down. It is important to use the heater rather than idle the truck, for the obvious reason that it saves on fuel, and for the not so obvious reason that idling a truck can be extremely hard on the truck's engine and emission systems. The auxiliary heater is completely separate from the truck's cab controls. It runs as its own unit and does not tie into the cab controls of the truck at all. The auxiliary heater does not keep the engine warm. Its only purpose is to heat the cab air. The heater is run on diesel that is piped from the truck's fuel tank. It is important to keep vents clear. Unclear vents will cause the unit to overheat and shut down, along with vastly decreasing the efficiency of the heater itself. To maintain the heater properly throughout the year, it must be run for 20 minutes each month, including the summer months. If you do not run the heater for this amount of time every month, it is going to be hard to start when it is needed. If you haven't run it for a long time, it may take 3 or 4 tries to get it to start. It will fire up and smoke for a long time and then eventually shut down. Once it shuts down, turn the unit off and try restarting it. The purpose of an APU unit in warm months is to keep the cab cool. Also, the purpose of the APU unit in cool months is to keep the batteries charged and the block warm.